Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our Board of Trustees regular meeting today at December 15th, 2025. The meeting is now called to order. Ms. Duncan, would you call the roll?
Terry Frazier,
Present.
Noel Garcia,
Here.
Hope Lavelle,
Present.
Angela Matthews.
Here.
Robert Proctor.
Here.
Chatham Taylor.
Present.
LaShonda Thomas.
Here. Thank you so much. Pledge of allegiance from Vice Chair Frazier.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Justice for all.
Moving on to agenda item number 4, is there a motion to approve the November 17th, 2025 regular Board of Trustees meeting? Thank you, Trustee Thomas. Is there a second? Thank you, Trustee Garcia. It has been moved by Trustee Thomas and supported, second by Trustee Garcia, that the minutes from the November 17th, 2025 regular Board of Trustees meeting be approved. Are there any discussions? Hearing none and seeing none. Ms. Duncan, call the roll.
Terry Frazier,
Present. Oh, yeah.
Hope Lavelle,
Aye.
Noel Garcia,
Yeah.
Robert Proctor.
Aye.
Angela Matthews.
Yes.
Chatham Taylor.
Aye.
LaShonda Thomas.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. We are moving down to agenda item number 5, additions and or deletions to the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing and seeing none, we move on to agenda item number 6. Are there any limited public comments regarding agenda items? Patrick, has anyone signed up for this particular area? Thank you, Ms. Benita.
No, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Now we're moving on to agenda item number 7, President's Report. Dr. Robinson.
Chair Matthews, good evening, trustees.
Good evening.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December board meeting. I have a brief oral report, and you always know this. I always start off with highlighting the written report. There are a few things that I want to show off in the written report this month, trustees. On the cover, there's a wonderful cover from our Veterans Memorial Induction Ceremony, which is always special. This is Bill Murphy, who was inducted. Some other things in the written report. On page 15, you'll see pictures from the 18th Corrections Academy graduation, a photo with Trustee Thomas and Chair Matthews on page 15. On page 17, I've always been impressed with our graphic design and our marketing department at LCC, and our marketing department designed a challenge coin for the LCC Police Department. If you're familiar, departments have challenge coins that they pass out, and their pictures, renderings of the challenge coin there on page 17. And then on page 22, our folks in marketing, social media always share our social media metrics. You can see how all our posts are doing on Facebook, and the highest penetration of the Facebook posting was about Benita Duncan's National Award at ACCT, 945 engagements, and it reached 19,037 people. So
All right.
that's a pretty big deal. That's something we do. You know, when I first arrived at LCC, trustees were asking, how do we track all these social media posts that we do in Maryland, and the whole crew do a great job of tracking those. So and thank you, Patrick, for the slides. I've got a few slides here. The next one, Patrick, is about Help Portrait. I want to thank everybody who volunteered for Help Portrait. This is our 5th year of doing a Help Portrait event. We helped 67 families and made 67 families have memorable professional portraits that they'll keep with them. It's just an incredible event. It was started in 2002 by a photographer named Jeremy Cowart. It's become a signature event here at LCC. I've participated in some way or form or fashion at all the colleges I've been at. And when I get there, what I do is that so many people work so hard. All I do is bring donuts and take pictures. And here are a couple of pictures. This young gentleman who's getting his photo taken, I think I captured a good one here. Next slide, if you could, a couple more of my images, but we'll end with one of the pro images. Kevin Fowler's photo is the last one. Our photographers know how to capture what's going on, and it's fun to photograph other people being photographed. I'll tell you one thing, trustees, that I told all the volunteers that day. I asked them to kind of get in a time machine or to think about if they've ever been the person who had to unpack all the family memories when a loved one passed away. I asked them to think 20, 30, maybe 40 years in the future when somebody's unpacking a plastic tote and they see a photo that helps them connect with their loved one in their past. We have no idea the kind of incredible moving experiences that we're creating out into the future, and that's what Help Portrait's about. So it was really, really great. Next, trustees, we had a number of us were at the MCCA ACCT Governance Leadership Institute. It was 2 days of great professional development. And that we had an Open Meetings Act presentation from the General Counsel of the Michigan Association of School Boards. We had a great facilitator in the gentleman's name was Luke Robbins, and then Chair Matthews, Trustee Proctor, and I were on a panel called "Building Strong Relationships Between the CEO and President of the Board and the Board." And Ashley Wisniewski, who works at MCCA, took me aside and said, you know, just so you know, everybody says that your panel was the highlight of the session. So I think the panel went really well. And what I want to point out is through the years, particularly if you attend board meetings, you'll know that this board really engages with ACCT. If you look at the 1,100 community colleges in the country, I would challenge you to find another college where there's more participation at ACCT. Of course, we've got, you know, Benita's leadership role in the professional board staff, Chair Matthews' leadership, Trustee Proctor just elected to leadership. We always show up in force at ACCT, one of the most highly participatory colleges in that national organization. Next, trustees, last week we had great events for our 81st Lansing Community College Regional Fire Academy, and then Patrick, next slide, 116th Lansing Community College Mid-Michigan Police Academy. Many of you trustees have attended these in the past. We've been having them in Dart Auditorium now that it's newly renovated, which is a great space. And I don't always remember to say it when it's my turn to talk for a few minutes. I always remember to recognize the trustees. But I don't always remember to recognize our media professionals who do an incredible job at these events. I did at the Fire Academy. So one thing I want to point out to you, if you've been to these, each one of these recruits or graduates has a wonderful headshot with a flowing flag behind them, and their families have an incredible experience, not just because they're graduating, but because the folks that we have here who run events and celebrate things and create images and videos do a great job with that. And Trustee Garcia and I have talked about this. The families always love seeing the recap videos, right? Where they watch their buddies get, you know, tear gassed or thrown to the floor or driving crazy. So with the cop music in the background. So that happened last week and it was wonderful. All right, one last slide. Just like last month, as you know, in your packet, we had a trustee generated idea within the 60-day framework. You passed as a board, Trustee Taylor's trustee generated idea on campus community kiosk initiative. And our team put together a research report that's in your packet. There are two things I'd like to tell you about that. First, I want to thank everyone who worked on this document. It's a comprehensive look at the topic, and so many of the people in this room had something to do with it, but I particularly want to call out Chief Daryl Gaines, Dr. Chris McCursey, Dr. Selena Samuel, Carol Wolfinger, Samantha Gallimore, Jamil Shaw, and many, many others who put together a really comprehensive look at this matter that's in your packet. Second, just like I said last time, we had a TGI. There won't be an administrative presentation on this. This is now the administration did its assignment, put it in the packet. And now it's a board function. So we won't be doing a presentation on there. It's there in your packet. And it appears on the agenda before the monthly monitoring reports. And then the last thing, trustees, is we were able to welcome a number of new colleagues to LCC. We call this section "A Star is Hired." We invite them to the board meeting, but it's not a mandatory thing. Are any of our new employees here with us in the December board meeting? Anybody in the audience? So none in the audience, trustees, but I will tell you, and I did share one little email with you last week. For many of the full-time employees, new employees, I meet with them one-on-one in my office. I invite them all to have a one-on-one meeting. And those are some of my favorite meetings on my calendar, to see what it's like to enter the college and what people's experiences are getting to know the college and be on their team. So it's been one of the things that I brought here was these one-on-one meetings with new employees. And I just love those meetings. So that is my president's report, trustees. Happy to answer any questions. But I want to keep it nice and snappy for our last meeting of the year.
All right, thank you, Dr. Robinson. We are moving on to consent agenda items. You have before you, you have seen those. Items A, B, C, 1, 2, D, 1, D1, E1, and F, 1 and 2. Are there any items that my colleagues would like to remove from the consent agenda for discussion? Seeing and hearing none, then is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items as they are presented?
I move that we approve the consent agenda as stated.
Thank you, trustee Lavelle. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, trustee Taylor. It has been moved by trustee Lavelle, second by trustee Taylor, that the consent agenda items, action items as they are presented, as you see them, be approved. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Ms. Duncan, call the roll.
LaShonda Thomas, Noel Garcia, Chatham Taylor.
Aye.
Hope Lavelle.
Aye.
Terrence Frazier. Robert Proctor. Angela Matthews.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Moving on to trustee-generated idea and initiative, Dr. Robinson just spoke on that. Trustees, in your packet of information, if you have the hard copy, it's page 10. If you're in your digital, then it's page 40-something. So without further ado with that, trustee Taylor, are there any comments? Or, okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair Matthews. I just want to start off by saying I'm glad that we have this trustee generated idea, that we can kind of step down from our policy and governance side of things and share our passions and things that we want to have considered for our college and our students. But I want to take the time to genuinely thank the administrative team for reviewing this initiative, this kiosk initiative. I appreciate it. I know there was a lot of deliberation. I had a chance to, talk with Dr. Robinson and Dr. Selena, and it was just very thorough conversation. So I really appreciate it. Now, I also want to state that I do want to acknowledge the innovative spirit of our college, in which we were known for at our conferences. You'd be surprised you wouldn't be surprised actually at all the compliments we get because we stand out, because we're so innovative. And so I want to make sure I acknowledge that. But also when doing this, I'm always thinking, I'm a forward futuristic type of person. I think I shared that with one of you guys, but we have something called our Clifton strengths. And so one of my top 5 is futuristic. So forward thinking, I'm thinking of the possibilities of innovation in this technology-driven world where we can kind of expand a little bit when it comes to our safety protocols and balancing them with accessibility for our visitors and our students. And so that's what I was looking for. So as we look into the future, it is going to be essential to recognize that given our technology-driven culture and society, more colleges and universities will likely adopt some sort of visitor management system, as it will be a vital safety measure. And so I undoubtedly think that this is going to be a significant role in the future of community colleges. I do believe that there are valuable insights gained in this initiative, especially, again, after I spoke with Dr. Samuel And the administrative team was able to explore solutions and provide necessary upgrades as necessary too. So I'm excited about that, excited about the upgrades. And I would like us to continue to explore innovative ways to continue our efforts in aligning visitor accessibility with, again, student accessibility, making sure that they coincide. So with that being said, based on next steps provided, I think it's a good start. I do move that the administration goes forward with next steps on page 50 of the board packet with monthly progress reports on those 6 steps at our board meetings until the completion of all 6 steps. So, so that is my motion.
So it has been moved by trustee Taylor that the administration moves forward with the next steps, which are the steps, 6 steps that has been noted in our packet on page 50. Is there a second?
I support.
Thank you, trustee Garcia. So it's been moved by trustee Taylor, supported by trustee Garcia with the aforementioned that was just noted. Is there any discussions? Seeing and hearing none, Ms. Duncan, please call the roll.
Madam Chair, I just want to clarify that we're moving that motion with monthly updates.
Yes,
Correct, okay.
yes.
Could you say who moved and seconded again?
What was that?
Could you say who moved and seconded the motion again?
Trustee Taylor moved and then trustee Garcia second.
Thank you. Hope Lavelle,
Aye.
Angela Matthews.
Yes.
Terrence Frazier,
Yeah.
Noel Garcia.
Yes.
Robert Proctor, LaShonda Thomas, Shadow Taylor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Moving on to monthly monitoring report, Dr. Roberts.
Chairman, actually, this, if I could, Chair Matthews, it's on the topic of monthly monitoring because this motion that just passed mentioned monthly monitoring. I was just going to ask for a little bit of input or clarification about the how of that. Would you like that to be part of my president's report? Would we like to fold it in under this part of the agenda that we can do it in any way that
I
makes
think it
sense?
should be folded under the monthly monitoring report. So that'd be A, B, C, and then you would add that as D.
D, very good. And just while we're on the topic, a good handle or name for it, would it be, how should I describe it there? I just want to do all my homework ahead of time.
Thank you for that. Update to kiosk initiative or
Safety.
Up to you. Whatever you.
Okay, so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is about Lansing accessibility. So the kiosk idea, I didn't think was part of these 6 items. Many of them, as I reviewed them, indicate they can be done fairly quickly, particularly the first stuff. I wouldn't think it's going to take that long, but the overall point of my making is this is about, if you're going to name it, increasing accessibility.
I would agree. So again, I'm sorry for belaboring the point now, but I think it'll save us time in the future. If it would be D, updates to, if I'm hearing trustee Proctor, building accessibility, is that, but I know that I'd particularly want to hear what trustee Taylor thinks about what it should be labeled.
so I agree with trustee Proctor, and it should be based on the building accessibility.
So what I have, and that won't be hard to do, is we'll add a D, updates to building accessibility. And should we say TGI or something that like tags it back to what was just passed here this evening? We can work that out.
Yeah, we can work that out.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. So with that, Chair Matthews, thank you for bringing us back to item 10, monthly monitoring report. The financial statements publication is in the board packet. I do believe Don is on line, correct, Patrick? Don, if I could recognize you to make any comments about the financial statement publication and stand at the ready for 10B on the monthly financial statements.
Yes, the publication of the financial statement is a legal requirement of the college. All colleges are, again, required to do that. It has been published in the Lansing State Journal, and it's presented for information just so that the board knows that we've satisfied our obligation.
Any questions for Don about the publication? All right, then Chair Matthews, I would go on to B, monthly financial statements. Those are also in the packet. Don, any framing comments about the monthly financials?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Robinson. In looking at revenues, we're a little bit ahead on state appropriations because of an increase in both the Renaissance zone reimbursements and also the replacement tax reimbursements compared to last year. So that's making us slightly ahead. As far as property taxes, we are experiencing a little increase in uncollectibles, but it's not at this point anything to be significantly concerned about. Tuition and fees, obviously, due to the enrollment increase, that is a very positive aspect of the financial statements, and that overall that we're in a good condition at this point in time. Other revenues, significant item there, of course, is the Federal Reserve lowered the interest rate by 25 basis point last week. So our investment of future funds will be slightly lower than what it had been in a prior period. But we will definitely, I believe, make our budget without a problem. Right now, year to date, we're about 13% behind the same figure last year. As far as expenses are concerned, we're only a 0.5% difference between this year and last year, which is obviously not that big. And also like to point out that our institutional scholarships for our students are $250,000 ahead of where they were last year at this point in time. Thank you.
Questions, Chair Matthews or?
Mr. Wilski, it's Bob Proctor. With regard to property taxes, is what we're experiencing out of line with what's taken place historically?
Basically, those collections kind of fall up and down with what's going on in the overall economy. So in earlier years, when the economy was down, we would have higher uncollectibles. At this point in time, it's a little higher than, say, last year at this point, but again, not anything material. And of course, when we budget a reserve for uncollectible taxes. We also have the tax tribunal refunds that the college makes. Right now, those are about $25,000 higher than they were a year ago at this point in time. But again, the difference is not significant.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good, Chair Matthews. I know that the board would like to take a photograph, and Kevin Fowler is here. So what I would love to do is to talk about the monthly police department report, and then after that, we could take the holiday photo. So as I always say, trustees, you have in your packet what I think is higher education's shining example of law enforcement transparency. The chief is here. If you have any questions about the transactions in the citizens contact report. And while you're looking and thinking about that, just allow me to thank here at the end of the year, Chief Gaines and the entire LCC Police Department for keeping our campus community safe in a time where we know keeping campuses safe is an incredible challenge. So Chief? Thank you. Well, then if that's the case, I think we could, you wanted to take a picture, right, Chair Matthews? Can we take a brief break to take a?
If you could just give us a couple, maybe 2 minutes. and we come right back.
Very good. All right.
More than 2 minutes, got to rally right now. Yeah. About 5.
Patrick suggests 5, Chair Matthews. Let's do 5. Take 5.
Get up, Santa Claus. Let's go.
Well, nobody was. Pretend. You're.
Your phone is ringing.
What? Oh, okay. I'm good. I have it on vibrate.
Yep.
All right. Thank y'all so much for allowing us to do that. Thank you, colleagues, for indulging in a little bit of shenanigans. All right, we are going to move on to linkage planning and implementation. Chair's report. Just wanted to remind my colleagues of the Board of Trustee planning calendar for the remainder of 2025, and then it goes up to March of 2026. Got quite a few things that are going on. And so if you would govern yourselves accordingly to that, that would be great. And then also within your packet, you will see our meetings for January through December 2026. In particular, October 26, 2026. The materials will be received by October 14th due to the fact that we will be at ACCT Congress. That's the time when we're normally at those conferences. So just wanted to make you aware of that as well, those two calendar situations. And then also on November the 20th, I attended a presentation by the Lonzo group, and Trustee Lavelle was there as well. And it's a husband and wife team, Steve and Rashane Lonzo, who's doing great work in the community. They are the owners of the Cigar Lounge that's on Pennsylvania that has pretty much taken this area by storm, and which is absolutely great. If you haven't been, phenomenal food and great atmosphere. So they're developing the block over here on West Saginaw, which used to be the old Parks Furniture back in the late 80s, early 90s, that particular little corridor there. Desmond Ferguson purchased a building, and so there's Moneyball there. His headquarters is there, and so they're developing that whole section. And it was a great presentation. They're going to have affordable housing across the street, some places for businesses, as well as what struck me is the child care facility that they have secured to come into that building. And it was pretty touching because we used to have childcare over here in this building, early childhood, in this building right here, and of course, pandemic and so on and so forth. And so I thought that it would be a great opportunity for LCC to go back to the needs of our students with regards to childcare. A lot of our students, we've heard it, I can't come, the barrier is childcare. So I reached out to Dr. Robinson and immediately and asked him if he would, work whatever partnerships or whatever. So he has begun to have the conversations about how LTC can possibly partner with this up and coming development, which again, highlights and puts us in the community and also allows us to be sensitive to the voices and the needs of our students. So he is definitely on top of that to see how, that could happen. So thank you. I truly appreciate that. And then also, just echoing what you said about the MCCA GLI, thank you so much. It was a great honor to be on the panel with you and Trustee Proctor, dealing with relationships, president to the board, us with each other. It really went into depth with that, the relationship building, the factor, and that we are held accountable not only for ourselves, but to each other, as well as, how we function, how we present ourselves. What is the community hearing about Lansing Community College Board of Trustees? And that's vitally important. And so there were some people who, we worked at this. So we have really good relationships and it shows. And some people were kind of envious because we were all there, vibing and connecting. And, they was like, how did you get that? How did you do it? Well, you got to work at it. You got to be open, you got to be respectful, and then you've got to hold to your commitment. We have those, we talked about that on the board, as well as is in our package. So thank you all so much for just your commitment to what, we are trying to do and how we are presented in the public. I think we represent LCC very well. I wanted to say amen. All right, so, and then with that, there's something that took, and just allow me about 30 more seconds, is that we take care of the business of the college, but we are not afraid to show our human side. And sometimes we have celebrations and we have awards because we want you to know that we see you and we want you to know, and our students, that we appreciate you. But we also want you to know that we're not so stoic that we can't smile and laugh and have fun. And that's okay. Some boards are not like that. And so you wonder, how do you do that? How do you mix this? And I just think it's just the personality of everybody on the board. I think it's just the respect that we have for each other, that we allow each other to be authentic, but we also hold ourselves accountable as well as each other. So I just wanted to say that as well. All right, I think that's about all that I have. Anybody? Okay, so let me move forward. Moving on to committee reports, Trustee Proctor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me apologize for my voice. Not sure why it's so crackly, but it's been that way for a month. I just got off an airplane, so that might explain it. People behind me coughing. I hope I didn't catch anything. But in any event, the last audit committee meeting was December 1st. It was unusual in the sense that it was a meeting that I asked for as chair of the audit committee, rather than having an audit committee where the administration proposes the agenda, provides the information that we like to talk about. There were 3 items, one titled Preparation of Audit Committee Agenda and Meeting Materials. The question for me was, how does the audit committee itself get involved in that process of determining what the agenda will be, what items will be on the agenda, and more importantly, what materials will be provided in support of those agenda items. It has occurred that we get some information that sometimes I'll put in quotation marks as containing sensitive material, some of which is not disclosable pursuant to some law. And we have to be careful about what materials we package because that's a public meeting. And our internal auditors are reviewing and investigating the internal operations of Lansing Community College. And in the course of that, they might find things that may be problematic in terms of increasing LCC's risk of exposure to bad things. Well, we got to be careful about how we identify that because we're trying to fix things that may lead to taking risks that we ought not be taking, and more importantly, to try to minimize, if not totally eliminate those. So it's the language we use in putting together that material. Second item had to do with what I referred to obliquely as a matter that arose at the last board meeting having to do with the college providing mementos representing the college. And I'm not going to go into the detail because I don't think it's appropriate for this kind of discussion, but we did have a motion that related to what was suggested that the college provide to trustees, and that motion failed. And finally, it was the internal audit process. We have an internal auditor that looks at the operations of the college. Initially, this is a little historical fact. We started out with a person on the staff serving as the internal auditor. That didn't work so well, so we've engaged an outside firm to do that. I like what the CFO said with respect to the internal audit process. That's to identify, as I said previously, those items which put the college at risk. We don't want the bad actors to know what those items might be and how we plan on fixing them. So we have to be careful about the language we use in describing that. And that was the essence of the meeting. And I think we came to an understanding between the members of the committee as well as the administration as steps going forward. Any of my colleagues have anything to add or correct to what I said? And if not, that's the report of the audit committee, Madam Chair.
Thank you, trustee Proctor. Moving on to board members' report, foundation board report, Vice Chair Frazier or trustee Garcia.
I'll be doing it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
And I want to give credit to Kathy Fell, our Executive Director of the Foundation, who's not with us here tonight, but she did report that she's going to be with us virtually. The report, year-end giving is in full swing. And thus far, we've received 1 6-figure gift to an endowment, 3 5-figure gifts, 1 to an endowment, 1 for scholarships, and 1 for change makers. 4 other gifts of over $5,000 and numerous other gifts. 275 students have applied for scholarships. The application is open until January 31st. So Kathy is looking for anyone who would like to be a scholarship reviewer. And if you are interested, reach out to her. That's all I have, Madam.
Thank you so much, trustee Garcia. Moving on to unfinished business, seeing that there is none. Moving on to new business. Please govern yourselves accordingly for January 2026 for new business. There'll be a special presentation by NCCA President Brandy Johnson. The needs analysis on the recommendation that was outlined. We got that information, so that needs analysis will be forthcoming. Chair's report, conflict of interest, disclosure statement. This is very important. So whenever Ms. Benita send these out to us, I'm asking my colleagues to please get that information back to her because it's vitally important. And then review of our annual trustees planning cycle. So that's coming January 2026. Moving on to public comment. At this time, anyone who has signed up can make a public comment on something that they desire. Please, ma'am, please, sir, govern yourselves to 3 minutes. You have any?
I don't have anyone.
Okay, moving on from public comment. Thank you, Patrick. Moving on to item number 15, board comments. Any board comments from our colleagues? Trustee Taylor?
I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of what Chair Matthews stated about the GLI conference, the Governance Leadership Institute. And I had a chance to attend, and it was truly one of the best 2 days I've had in training here because they talked about so much about just the Open Meetings Act and the board and how, how we're supposed to, run the board. But the panel was, Chair Matthews, Dr. Robinson, and Dr. Proctor, they really did a good job. And it goes to show how people truly in that room in particular looked up to them and asked necessary questions on how do y'all have so much fun? And Chair Matthews explained it like, just like she just did. She made it very clear that she knows her colleagues, and I appreciated her saying that because I truly believe that she knows us. She knows how to get things in order, but then she does also have a unique style to make it enjoyable to be on this board. So I wanted to make sure I said that, and all the comments that you and Dr. Proctor said were pretty amazing. And I also just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everyone, and hope everyone enjoys their holiday. I believe it'll be after New Year, yeah, when I'll see everybody again, when we'll see everybody again. So Happy New Year as well.
Trustee Vice Chair Fraser.
I'd just like to say, Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas to you all, and please get some rest. You've worked hard this past semester, each and every one of you at the university. So, and especially the administration piece of it and the faculty and staff. So enjoy this break. Take advantage of it.
That's nuts roasting on an open fire. No, seriously. I can sing. Oh, don't look like that, Trustee Prosser. I can sing. I just
I
don't.
wasn't, it was with two colleagues over here. I don't know what they were doing.
Did he turn it down? Did he turn it down?
I don't know if they were trying to get in and help you with your song or they thought it ought to be a different one.
Oh,
While
yeah.
I'm talking,
Uh-huh.
let me extend best wishes to all of you and your loved ones for first, a healthy, a happy, a prosperous new year. Thank you.
So to the administration and everyone is in it, all of you are amazing. And thank you so much for your hard work. Scott, thank you for traveling down from Grand Rapids each and every, meeting and just all of what you do. We don't know all of what you do, but whatever it is, you are magnificent at it. So thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. Okay. Go ahead. Huh? Okay. And so this is also a time where it's not good for some people. And there's been a lot going on. So just keep those people in your minds and in your hearts. Reach out to them, phone call, text message, something. But just let them know that they're not going to go through this holiday season alone. It really truly would mean a whole lot to a lot of people, your colleagues, your family, your neighbors. So just don't forget about them. And also happy holidays to you and have a blessed and awesome new year. Trustee Thomas?
You all are touchy feely here.
Yes, we are.
Sensitive. Thank you all for a great year. That's all.
All right, any other? Okay. So we do have a closed session this evening. Trustee Vice Chair Frazier?
I move that the board enters into closed session for the purpose of discussing the president's yearly performance review as requested by him to undertaken in closed session. This is in accordance with section 8A of the Michigan OMA.
There's a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Lavelle. It's been moved by Vice Chair Frazier and second by Trustee Lavelle that we enter into closed session for the aforementioned statements that have been made. Is there any discussion? Hearing, seeing none, Ms. Duncan, call the roll.
Robert Proctor.
All right.
Noel Garcia. LaShonda Thomas. Angela Matthews.
Yes.
Chatham Taylor.
Aye.
Terrence Frazier.
Yeah.
Hope Lavelle.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Colleagues, if we can move quickly upstairs, we can probably be out of here in probably 15 minutes. Thank you. 5 minutes.
I do it like my.
I'll put the, contract over here for everybody to sign.
They're all here?
Do you know if Abel Sykes' son was a musician? If he had a son, I don't know. I didn't have him like that.
I don't know. I know his daughter was in a Spike Lee movie.
Who was?
Regular board meeting is back in session. Is Duncan, do you need to call the roll?
Terry Frazier,
Here.
Noel Garcia,
Here.
Hope Lavelle,
Present.
Angela Matthews, Robert Proctor, Adam Taylor,
Here.
LaShonda Thomas.
I move that the board increase the president's annual salary to $302,000, $848,000 and extend its employment term to June 30th, 2030, effective January 1, 2026.
There's a second.
Second.
Been moved by Vice Chair Frazier, and second by Trustee Taylor to increase the president's annual salary as mentioned, as well as extend his employment term. Any discussions? Hearing none, Ms. Duncan, call the roll.
Chatham Taylor,
Aye.
Robert Proctor, Hope Lavelle.
Aye.
Noel Garcia.
Yes.
LaShonda Thomas, Angela Matthews.
Yes.
Terry Frazier,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Before I entertain a motion to adjourn, I just want to go back to something regarding the scholarship applications. That is open. If you have any platforms, please put that out there on your platforms and let's get these students some money to attend school. Now I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you, Trustee Thomas. So is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Vice Chair Frazier. It's been moved by Trustee Thomas, second by Vice Chair Frazier to adjourn this regular Board of Trustee meeting for today. Ms. Duncan, any discussions? Ms. Duncan, call the roll.
Angela Matthews.
Yes.
Hope Lavelle.
Aye.
LaShonda Thomas, Terry Frazier.
Yes.
Noel Garcia.
Aye.
Robert Proctor.
Aye.
Chatham Taylor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
You're adjourned. Happy holidays.